Remember that life will reward you with amazing opportunities, amazing things after we do the work of forcing ourselves to do new things. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you guys know, we just recently moved from Indiana to Texas. That alone was just coming out of our comfort zones and doing something so different than what we were used to. And I was actually just sitting waiting for an interview. As I went into the office where I was interviewing at, I was so nervous. I had all these negative thoughts in my head, like, what if they don't like me? What if? I was like drawing blanks. That's just your comfort zone calling you and being like, whoa, like, this is a change, this is different. Go back to your circle, go back to your little comfort. I started thinking, I was like, dang, this is why most people just stay in their bubbles. This is why most people don't do things that are gonna make them uncomfortable. It's because, as human beings, we don't wanna feel fear. We don't want to feel rejected. We don't want to feel uncomfortable. We don't want to feel awkward. It got me thinking, and I was like, why is it that we stay in our comfort zones? I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it said that your life begins at the end of your comfort zone. And I was also listening to a really, really great YouTube video. It was more of an audio. It was by Earl Nightingale. I'll link it down below because it just blew my mind. At one part it said universities have proven that most of us are operating at 10% or less of our abilities. And it kind of got me asking, why is it that most people don't get out of their comfort zones? Why is it that most people stay below their abilities? Why do people limit their beliefs? Why do we limit our potential? And it's because most people, including myself, sometimes, most people think that they are not good enough. Most people think that they're not good enough at things that they've never done before. They're just scared. And also, you've been told by someone growing up that you're this way or you're that way, or you're not good at this, you're not good at that. Someone has told you that in your past, and that has really stuck in your conscious and your subconscious mind, and you've believed it. Everything that anyone has ever told you that you're not good at, or you lack of, or whatever it may be, any negative comment or any destructive criticism that you may have been told, have all stuck in your mind, and that's what you believe. I read in a book called Maximum Achievement by TRACY. I will also link that down below because this book just has blown my mind. It has so much information for any topic, really, and I highly recommend it. So I'll link it down below. So TRACY talks about how the minute that you are born, you are brought into the world unafraid. All other fears, any fear that you have been taught. We have no fears at all until those fears are installed onto us by parents, friends, family, anyone. Any negative belief is not true. Anything that you've been told that you lack or that you're not good at is not true. You decided to believe it, and you have a choice to change those beliefs. Through reading the books, listening to podcasts, and really growing myself and my mindset, the way that I think, I have learned that the mind is extremely powerful. In the book that I mentioned earlier, Maximum Achievement, TRACY says that we've created our lives today by all of our previous thinking. We can change our future at any time by taking control of our conscious mind and by refusing to entertain any negative belief or thought. And all of that information is, it just makes you think. So with the negative thoughts that you think and beliefs that you think, you can always turn them around. As I was sitting there waiting for my interview, and even before coming here to this new city, not knowing like I said, anything or anyone, I had these thoughts. I had these negative thoughts, and it's so easy to fall into that trap because people are going to be like, what if you can't find a job? Or what if this happens? What if you can't pay this? What if you can't pay that? And then you're like, dang, you know, what if they're right? You just have to block all the negativity, because what I've learned is that regret is the scariest thing. I follow Gary Vee. I highly recommend him. I will link him down below as well. He says that his biggest fear is regret. And the reason is because you're sitting there at your old age and thinking like, dang, I should have done it. I should have done this. I should have done that. I shouldn't have listened to all the negative distractions. That is terrifying. I was listening to David Goggins. He says that he has this vision when he's old and it's his time to go. He gets up there and he's, you know, talking to God, and God is, you know, has this huge list of people, and he finds his name and he's like, okay, Goggins, here's your chart, and here is a list of things that your best self at your full potential did. He was listing a lot of things that David Goggins could have been or could have done if he would have just done it. And he's up there and he's overweight. He was at a job that he hated. He wasn't happy. And he gets up there with God, and God is discussing this amazing version of him that was fearless, did everything that he always wanted to do, changed lives. That was definitely something so powerful. It makes you think, and you're like, dang, you know, like, what if I do get up there? It's my time to go. I get up there and God is listing all the things that I could have been at my fullest potential, not letting any negative comment get to me, being fearless, getting out of my comfort zone, taking all the opportunities I was given. What amazing things could have come out from those things? You know, imagine yourself getting up there and not being your 100%, not being who you were meant to be. And that's scary. That's terrifying. So think about that a little bit, because that definitely made me think. I was like, dang, you know, I don't want to get up there and God lists all these amazing qualities of me and all the things that I could have been, all the people I could have helped, you know, only by just stepping out of my comfort zone and just going for it, just doing it. But yeah, it's a really great book. I'll link it down below. It changed my whole perspective of, you know, just jumping and just doing it. Tony Robbins, love him. I will link, I know I keep mentioning all these amazing people. They have been such a huge part of my life, and all their content is so helpful and so amazing. So I will link all of them down below. So Tony Robbins talks about short-term pain leads to long-term pleasure, and short-term pleasure leads to long-term pain. You have to be able to suffer a little bit. Challenges, obstacles are going to come to you short-term. You have to be able to challenge yourself, make yourself a little uncomfortable for the short term in order to have long-term success and long-term happiness. So he made this example that he mentions dieting and exercising, and he talks about how a lot of people don't want to change their diet at first. They'll put it off. They're like, oh, you know, after the holidays I will start dieting and exercising. And then a few weeks pass and they are feeling awful because they wish that they would have started at the beginning. That's what he means by short-term pleasure leads to long-term pain. And I think that is so true, especially with us getting out of our comfort zones. So we would rather avoid all the pain, avoid all the challenges, and avoid all the obstacles that goes into getting out of our comfort zones, starting new, trying new things. But weeks, months, years, you are going to wish that you just would have done it. So you gotta be willing to feel uncomfortable. You gotta be willing to feel awkward and feel a little fear at the beginning, and it's totally normal, but at the end it's so worth it and it's so rewarding. Just think about what I said about David Goggins and that whole scene. Think that, you know, you're at old age and you're up there in heaven, or, you know, talking to who, it doesn't matter who you believe in, and just think about that scene. You know, whatever you may believe in, whether that's God or a higher power or anything that you believe in, you know, think of yourself, you know, with this list and all the things that you could have been and all the places you could have gone, but you decided to stay in your comfort zone and you didn't go for it. You were scared. Remember that life will reward you with amazing opportunities, amazing things after we do the work of forcing ourselves to do new things. And remember that you were born fearless. So all the negative thoughts that you have are all things that you've been told in your childhood or growing up, which are not true. And you can't do anything that you set your mind to. Your mind is so powerful. And if anyone in this world has done what you want to do, you can do it too. You have just as much right to do whatever you set your mind to, whatever you want to achieve, any goals and dreams, as anybody. The only way for you to develop knowledge and awareness is to try things that you haven't tried before, to do things that you haven't done yet, to create things that you haven't yet created, and to go places that you haven't went before. So this was heavy on my heart today, and I really wanted to get this video out. So in order for me to be the best daughter, the best wife, the best friend, I have to be the best version I can of myself. And that's me growing every single day, working on myself every day. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching, and until next time, you guys, see you later.